He doesn't want the hassle. I'd announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous. You know, that insult is going to last a very long time.
One of the kings of comedy is speaking up about the Oscar slap. The Will Smith and Chris Rock drama is going to be remembered for decades. What's crazier is which side celebrities are choosing in the whole debacle. While some have stayed hush-hush, others have come forward to give their 2 cents. But none was more savage than Jim Carrey calling Will Smith and the industry spineless for what they did to Chris Rock. Let's dive into the deets. But before we jump in, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to never miss out on any new videos. It's free and helps us tremendously bring out new content for your enjoyment. A quick recap on the 2022 Oscars. Chris Rock made a totally uncalled for and offensive joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's hair, and everyone gasped. Then people started gagging when Will Smith stormed on stage and slapped Chris Rock. It was dubbed the slap heard around the world, mostly because it was broadcast on live TV. And the scandal is still not over. Hollywood legend and funny man Jim Carrey has come out to say he was completely sickened by the entire episode. Jim Carrey is an SNL veteran and one of the most respected and successful comedians in Hollywood. But he's no stranger to criticism, especially when it comes to his work. He's rubbed elbows with some of the biggest comedy legends out there, and that includes Chris Rock. Just recently, he teamed up with Chris to pay tribute to Bob Saget. And even in the face of all the drama and scandal, their friendship still shone through. Jim also just recently made an appearance on CBS Mornings, and the comedic legend did not hold back and gave his unfiltered opinion on the drama at the Oscars. Sources say he had some seriously harsh words about Will Smith's violent outburst towards Chris Rock.
I was saddened by it, and also, you know, I know that there are things going on in Will's life and his relationship, and it's a complex world.
And he didn't stop there. He also called out the rest of the audience for not handling the situation in a more appropriate way. He's ringing that shame bell on everyone. Jim Carrey reportedly stated,
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore. He doesn't want the hassle. I'd announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous. You know, that insult is going to last a very long time. If you want to yell from the audience and disapprove or show a disapproval or say something on Twitter or whatever, you do not have the right to walk up on stage and smack somebody in the face because they said words.
He went on to say that he would sue someone for a large sum of money if they insulted him in a way that would be recorded and widely circulated, aka on national television. Now, this kind of suggests that Jim places a high value on his reputation and that people should be held accountable for their actions, even if they were only verbal. And I mean, it makes sense. Can you even imagine what it would be like to get slapped on national TV, only to have the audience then give your assailant a standing ovation? Obviously, Jim is not impressed with how things went down. But dang, to call out all of Hollywood, I wonder if anyone in Tinseltown will clap back. I mean, I doubt it, but, time will tell. Now, it wasn't all bad. Jim Carrey did have a few kind things to say about Will. He acknowledged that some people may feel like he's unfairly demonizing the famous actor, but he wanted to establish that what he did to Chris was uncalled for. However, Carrey went on to say that the slap was not an isolated incident, and that while it does not excuse Will's actions, they seem to be the result of some internal frustration that Smith is dealing with.
It came out of nowhere because Will has something going on inside him that's frustrated, and I wish him the best. I really do. I don't have anything against Will Smith. He's done great things. But that was not a good moment.
Carrey went on to also say that the whole Slapgate incident casts a dark shadow on what should be a massive celebration for everyone involved. Winning an Oscar is a big deal, and it takes some seriously hard work and dedication to get to that point.
It cast a pall over everybody's shining moment last night. A lot of people worked really hard to get to that place and to have their moment in the sun. and to get their award for the really hard work they did. And it is no mean feat to go through all the stuff you have to go through when you're nominated for an Oscar.
Meanwhile, online, the internet also has some more thoughts on Jim Carrey speaking out, saying it's a pot meat kettle moment after the scandals that Carrey has caused himself. After Jim Carrey criticized Will Smith for those recent actions towards Chris Rock, the internet dug up an old video of Jim behaving very inappropriately towards Alicia Silverstone at the 1997 MTV Movie Awards. In the video, Carrey can be seen unexpectedly kissing Silverstone on the mouth as she announces him as the winner of the Best Actor in a Comedy Award. Silverstone appears visibly uncomfortable and awkward, and Carrey proceeds to recite song lyrics and then burp into the microphone during the acceptance speech. Later, in the same award ceremony, Carrey attempted to kiss Will Smith in a similar fashion, as he later received an award for Best Kiss. Smith quickly stopped him, but the incident has now become a source of criticism for Carrey. People are calling Jim a hypocrite for denouncing Smith's behavior when he himself engaged in inappropriate behavior. Some have even gone as far as to call Carrey a sexual assaulter for his actions on stage. Social media users are asking the important questions. Does he really deserve to bash Will when he has pulled his own stunts? This one Twitter user said, "I love Twitter for exposing these effing hypocrites like Jim Carrey, Judd Apatow, Zoe Kravitz. They want to judge Will Smith, a man who's been a class act for 30 years, for one mistake, as if they haven't done worse. Get them all." Another Will Smith fan added, "Jim Carrey is a hypocrite and a scumbag for what he said about Will Smith. I'm sorry to say it." And finally, one person said, "Jim Carrey is such a hypocrite that he has no right to condemn Will Smith for his actions while he himself assaulted a 20-year-old girl." Other fans even bashed the Oscars, saying that they allowed Jim to sexually assault a young girl with no consequences, but banned Smith for 10 years. At the same time, many have also come to Carrey's defense, pointing out that the two incidents can't be compared and that Carrey was simply doing a skit with Silverstone. So let's hear it. Was Jim Carrey right in bashing Will Smith the way he did? Or should he be getting down from his high horse? Comment down below and let us know. And if you like this video, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be the first to see my next video. I post updates like this every week, where I uncover the secrets of your favorite celebrities.
Cracking under the pressure. That's what that was. It was more than just an insult to someone's wife. Jade is a tough girl. She can defend herself. She wasn't being physically attacked. What that was someone who's, beyond the bandwidth. And in that moment, he thought more about how he was looking in that moment than what was the right thing to do. And I don't condemn him for it. It's just wrong.